Hey guys, so I have to practice do my makeup before I go back to the club. So here I am practicing, starting off with the Wet n Wild foundation stick in classic ivory. I don't know why I keep doing this, but I know that you guys can't really see it. So I'm going to just slather it on. I've never really used a foundation stick before, to be honest. So I'm just using the Sigma F84, I believe, the angled kabuki, to get this well blended into my skin. It looks phenomenal, like it looks so good, but it doesn't quite match. So I'm here trying to blend it down my neck. I eventually do get my bronzer, and I think I do a pretty good job getting this to work. So don't worry, no one fret. It will come together. Usually my color is NC30 by MAC. I'm going to go in with Medium Peach by e.l.f. with the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I do get shocked, as you can see by the color. It's very yellow toned and it's quite dark, but I do manage to get this blended into the foundation, and if anything, it does assist in balancing out the color. So I'm going to work this into my skin, also to help with the overall color of the foundation. It really doesn't help much, but it does help a bit with the color, with the shade. I don't know if the foundation was pinky toned, but I think this yellow definitely balances out a little bit better. So now I'm going to go in with the famous L'Oreal Infallible Powder. I think it's in ivory. It is pretty light. I've never been in ivory before, but it does match and it is so beautiful on the skin. Before, I had that beautiful luminosity from the concealer and from the foundation, and this did not take away with just with this brush. It gave a nice proper dusting over the skin, while still maintaining that healthy glow, as you could see. Now I'm going in with the Physicians Formula Sultry Nights eyeshadow palette. This is old to y'all probably, but new to me. I'm going to go ahead and just swirl my eyeshadow brushes. Can't stand when I have a pre-existing color on there. So I'm going to go in first with that light creamy shade in the corner right there, just to set the concealer. This concealer usually concealer really doesn't work as a great base for me, but I have noticed that this concealer does pretty well. And as you can see, it's not even like I put a whole lot of concealer. It's just the tiniest bit, and just setting it really helps. So I'm just using that to set. As you can see, there's not much color payoff, but it definitely does the trick. Now I'm going to dust another one. It's a more smaller, tapered, fluffy brush, and I'm going to go in with the darker brown. So what I do here with the darker brown is I actually put it in, like I go towards the center of the crease and go left and right, kind of make my way to the corners of each eye, the inner and the outer. The reason I do this is because I have hooded eyes. So because of that, I like to really define that crease and make sure that, you know, whether I look down or even when I look up, there is that sort of depth there. I do kind of mess up a little bit here. I made this eye way too straight, and I end up kind of going more bold than I was thinking. I did not anticipate this being as blown out as it is, but you know, we're going to the club, so it only makes sense. So I don't go to the outer corners just yet. I really do focus on just the crease, but I do eventually go to the outer corners later on. Now I'm going to go to the green shade. I actually apply this with my finger because it is more of a shimmer shade, kind of looser. As you can see, it does apply so beautifully with the finger, as I suspected. I just anticipated just really pressing it on, and even using the warmth of your finger could really aid in this really applying well. And I used a little extra bit that I had on my finger to apply on the other side, so you can definitely see that you could do a nice lighter sweep of it. But I'm going to go ahead and layer that on just so it matches the other eye. Now I'm going to go in with a more tapered brush. It's just a bit smaller. It's a fluffier brush though. than just a normal tapered dense brush. I'm going to go in with that brown, and this time this is where I'm going to go and define that outer corner. I kind of want to have the winged look with my eyeshadow without having to use a liner. I'm not going to use liner today just because I want just the eyeshadow to just stand on its own, not have an eyeliner, aid the shape and everything. So I'm just doing that. I'm going to do that on both sides of my eye just so it really wings out. Also take care of all that fallout because it was looking wild. Now I'm going to go in with this fluffy brush by Morphe and just blend out those edges. Just use any fluffy brush that you have. I feel like this is pretty easy, especially with these shadows. As you can see, they just blend out so nicely, so buttery. Yeah, because this is the butter palette. That was just effortless, as you could see, just a quick sweeping on both sides, and it took care of everything. Now I am going with this more dense e.l.f. brush to do the purple shadow that I'm going to do on my under eye. But to be quite honest, I would definitely use a more tapered angled brush just because this does make it more difficult how bulbous, how thick this guy is. It's also very dense, so it doesn't really diffuse the color out as best as I wanted it to. You'll see here that, yeah, I have a big old blob of purple under my eye. So you really should just use something a little more either fluffy just to really diffuse the color, or something more tapered, something thinner, something more precise to get it placed on the eye the way you'd like. I'm using a dual fiber brush here just to kind of blend out the color. It helps a little bit. It doesn't help a whole lot, but it definitely helps or aids in making this a more bold look, that's for sure. I wasn't really sure how it was looking, so this was for future Leslie. So now I'm opting to actually use a little tool that comes in the palette, and I'm going to go for the gold shade. I just feel like this is going to be really good at packing the color on. I thought the green was going to be a little bit more duochrome, so once I really didn't see that shift, I decided to just put this gold on top just to help kind of give it more dimension, and I think it really does work. It really does pop against like the brown, the darkness, so this was a really good addition on top of the look. Now I'm going to use the other end of that little tool, and I'm going to go for that champagne shade and put that in my inner corner. To be quite honest, I wasn't a fan of this shade in particular, so I would probably opt for the highlight that you're wearing. It's probably a little bit more reflective in this guy, but it does the job. It's just a little more dull. As you can see, I feel like it's a very neutral kind of highlight. So this is the eye look. I did not notice I had eyeshadow on my forehead, but do not fret. I know how to fix this. So I'm going to go in with that same powder. It's so full coverage. I suspected that this would get that off immediately, and it did. But I'm also going to go ahead and dust off first my fallout and then just apply this all over. With how bold this eye look was looking, maybe a little bit more of a matte look would work, and also just cleaning up the lines, making maybe that wing a little sharper. This was perfect for that. So just get this powder for that and you'll be happy. But I will put this all over just to really set the face, make it more matte so the eye look could pop a little more. Does anyone else get winded when they're doing their eye makeup? Because I sure do. So I'm going in with the Auburn, the NYX brow pencil in Auburn here. And this is pretty boring, but I'm just going to go ahead and do my brows. So something that I actually do is I actually use this spoolie because it has some product in it, and I swipe that in the front just to kind of give myself hair like strokes, just to really blend it in, because something about doing my brows kind of seems a little too bold. So I do that just to give myself hair like strokes. And here I'm going in with the ColourPop Brow Gel in dark brown. I still like to maintain a more brown brow, but still like that warmth undertone underneath. So I do the auburn and then follow up with the dark brown over top. So now I'm just curling my lashes. Curling my lashes is a must, or else my eyelashes just go all woolly mammoth. So I definitely go ahead and make sure my eyelashes are as curly as possible because the weight of the mascara definitely kind of brings it down just a tad. Not as much when it's waterproof, but still I do like a really crisp curl to my lashes. Now I'm going to go in with my The Rocket Mascara by Maybelline. This is my Holy Grail mascara. This one keeps the lash, sky high. So I never stray away from this guy. And this one is in waterproof. And I think it's called Darkest Black or Deepest Black. Or, oh, it's called Very Black, actually. So I do 2 coats on the top and 2 coats on the bottom with this. This is how the eye look turned out. I think it's really nice. This eyeshadow palette is awesome. So now I'm going to go in with my Milk bronzer in Baked, and I'm going to go ahead and try and balance out this foundation color because it was too light still. So I'm using this with my e.l.f. stipple brush. This brush is incredible along with this Baked bronzer. Of course, Samantha Ravindal is the one that got me onto both of these, and this combo is perfect for that. So I'm just going to put this all along my cheeks, my forehead, my chin, my jawline, just to really warm up my complexion. Okay, so now I'm going in with the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush in Love. And again, I don't know why I'm showing you. You can't see it. So I'm just going to put this on the back of my hand. Putting it directly on your cheek can be a little too overwhelming when it comes to blending it out. So I'm going to use another stipple brush that I have specifically for blush because I love the brush. So I'm going to go ahead and stipple this on. And as you can see, this brush really just distributes this product so well, or it just distributes like cream and liquid products beautifully. I'm just going to go ahead and put this on my cheeks. And I think I put a little bit at the tip of my nose just to give me that nice rosy, like just flush all over. That way it's not just on my cheeks where I have this pink. It kind of just ties it together. All right, so now I'm going in with my Benefit Cheek Leaders palette to use the Tickle highlighter in here. This is brand new and I've never used any of these, but it's going to be my first time also using the Tickle highlighter. I'm just going to put it on the top points of my cheeks. I'm going to put it down my nose. I'm actually going to apply this in my inner corner, and I'm applying this with a Sephora highlighter brush. I've never actually used a brush for what it says it's for, so that's why I was so shocked. But now I'm going to be shocked again at how beautiful this highlight is. It's honestly so beautiful. I thought I was gonna have the craziest pink shift, but it's like just such a beautiful iridescent champagne look. Like it's incredible. It really surprises you. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put this on the highest points of my cheeks, again, down my nose, on my cupid's bow, my chin, and whatever's left is gonna go above my eyebrows. All right, so I go in with my setting spray. Any setting spray will work. I'm just grabbing whichever one just to set down all the powder so I don't look so dry. I accidentally do, yes, I do inhale some of it, but I'm fine. I'll survive if we're going out for the club. This does not deter me from going out to have a good time. Of course not. I actually do go in with a chapstick at first. I do go in with the Burt's Bees tinted lip balm. I much prefer wearing a tinted lip balm throughout the night just because if I'm clubbing and I'm drinking and I'm having a good time, I don't want to worry about my lipstick. But I do go in with a lipstick eventually. I do think about, like, taking pictures when I'm going out, and lipstick does eventually get on my lips. So I just wanted to show you guys what this looked like. This is me with my top on, what I would look like if I were to go out today. I still don't know how to do my bangs, so I do need to practice before everything opens up. But here I'm going in with a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick, of course. It's a classic, it's a My Lips But Better kind of color, and I just dab it on. It just seems like the one that would be easy to maintain throughout the night. So this is the finished look of what my practice run looks like for when we go clubbing. I hope you guys like this. I hope this inspires you to practice as well and just have fun. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.